A parade in the streets of Grand Prairie signals the start of the city's Juneteenth celebration.
Happy Juneteenth, folks.
Happy Juneteenth! Woo!
And the 2021 edition marks the anniversary to the day 156 years ago that U.S. Union Army General Gordon Granger read the Emancipation Proclamation in Galveston, putting an official end to slavery in Texas. And this year, the traditional celebration took on all new importance with the news that the date commemorated here as a state holiday since 1979 was signed into law as a United States federal holiday 2 days earlier. In Grand Prairie, tradition also calls for a Freedom March parade from City Hall downtown through the Dalworth neighborhood, where it was welcomed back with lots of enthusiasm after having to take a one-year break, before it concludes at Prairie Park.
And whereas on June 19, 1865,
there, the customary program included a proclamation from Mayor Ron Jensen and the City Council, the introduction of Grand Prairie's 2 newly elected council members, and the awarding of 3 college scholarships to the winners of the annual Juneteenth essay contest.
This is where all the magic is, right here.
And then it's time for food, fun, and fellowship. And some reflection on what a joyous and historic occasion this particular Juneteenth turned out to be.
A national holiday. We are now able to recognize this monumental efforts, not only of Oprah Lee, but our forefathers and foremothers who stood in the gap for what we know to be freedom to all. And so I'm just ecstatic. I'm thankful and grateful, and I just can't tell it all. So thank God, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
This is the 33rd consecutive year that the city of Grand Prairie has staged a Juneteenth celebration.
Happy Juneteenth!
And he was the city's first full-time African-American police officer.
Grand Prairie is honoring the service and sacrifice of one of its fallen police officers. 17 years ago today, Sergeant Gregory L. Hunter was shot and killed while investigating a suspicious vehicle at the Walmart on Interstate 20.
Thank you, Chief.
During a Memorial Friday, Hunter was praised for his devotion to work, family, and faith.
When Greg was a young man, he raised his right hand and he took an oath. When the people of Grand Prairie were asking who would answer the call to protect and serve, Greg selflessly stepped out in faith and said, "Here I am, send me." And for nearly 30 years, Greg faithfully answered that call. Time and time again, throughout his life of service, Greg faced the best and worst of what this world had to offer. He did it with humility. He did it with a servant's heart. And he did it in a manner that was consistent with his faith in God and fidelity to the oath that he took to the people of this city.
I have talked about how Aaron and I are Greg's living memorial, and how it's up to us to make sure, while we're still alive, that Greg's memory and his life and his sacrifice are always remembered. Yes, he was an exceptional sergeant, police officer of the Grand Prairie Police Department, but even more, he was an exceptional husband and father.
The ceremony ended with the symbolic release of black and blue balloons. Hunter is one of 3 Grand Prairie police officers who have been killed in the line of duty.
Matilda the Musical is hitting the stage in front of live audiences at the Uptown Theater.
When the hinges creak and the door is closed, you cannot see squat. Nothing under your nose.
The Grand Prairie Arts Council's first in-person live stage production since February of 2020 is the comedy musical based on the children's novel by the same name. The main character is Matilda, a precocious little girl with the gift of telekinesis who loves reading and overcomes obstacles caused at home and at school with the help of her teacher, Miss Honey. The summer musical is the first of 4 Grand Prairie Arts Council stage productions scheduled at the Uptown Theater in 2021. Matilda the Musical runs through June 27th. For tickets or more information, visit uptowntheatergp.com.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The Grand Prairie City Council welcomed 2 new members on Tuesday. Kurt Johnson took the oath of office to represent District 6, and Steve Jr. Izanu was sworn in to represent District 8 at large. Both won runoff races against longtime incumbents on June 5th.
We have 4 minorities on the City Council, showing the city is looking for the diversity, and I thank you for all the phone calls I received since being elected from all races and cultures saying thank you for what you and Junior have done. They have something to look forward to. They believe that the city is changing, and that's all I heard from all races.
It's such a blessing to be part of this city, to be a resident of this town, and now to be an elected official. And I will work on behalf of every single resident of this town. Thank you for trusting me to serve, and I hope I won't let you down. Actually, I'm not going to let you down.
Johnson and Izanu will serve 3-year terms on the City Council.
Has everybody been reading so far? You've been reading already? You want to fill out a guide and get a prize today?
Oh, sure.
The first Saturday in June meant the return of the Summer Reading Club kickoff party at Grand Prairie's main library. The most encouraging sign yet that things are getting back to nearly normal there.
Very nice, very nice.
The theme for this year's Summer Reading Club is outdoor adventures, so it was fitting that the first in-person public event in more than a year at the library featured several outdoor adventure stations, including everything from a bean planting station to a bubble machine to Lego sets and do-it-yourself chalk art. There were also arts and crafts, games, and even photo opportunities with some popular characters from books, movies, and TV.
May the Force be with you.
The Summer Reading Club kickoff also marked the first day of the library's new expanded hours and the return of the Summer Reading Logs, which are now available at all 3 of the city's library locations.
The good thing about the kickoff is that it starts off our summer reading club where you can read for prizes. So we want everyone reading this summer. You read for 5 hours, you turn in a log that says you've read 5 hours, and you get a prize for it. We have treasure box items, books, coupons, all kinds of things. And we have a lot of really fun programs going on this summer. And we are so happy to see all of the familiar faces and to see patrons in person instead of, only online. It's just really great to see them doing the activities and running around and having fun. So we're all really excited about this.
For more information about the Summer Reading Club, the new expanded hours, or any of the library's programs or events, go to gptx.org/library.